wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep 'em out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah.
Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim.
I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess
What
and I
up,
change,
man?
possessed by the thought I'll be free.
Trapaholics Mixtapes.
As the 9% and word would say, make a better you, a better us.
Give them what they asked for.
Who do you think you are? I'm the word. Boy, I'm the one who put in the work.
When I move, is it a quick rumble? I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.
What up, though?
It's the word. You see the title. We're about to get into it. But before we do that, do me a favor. Hit that like, man. If you new, I hype this video up, bro. Hype it up. And hit that subscribe, man. It's free to you, but it mean the world to me. And with that being said, let me get it, that. Let me get it, that. My 33 brother, Mr. Sports Chat, aka Mr. Jerry Busted Down Brown, the man with duality. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. What it do with the business is. The one and only Didi. Didi, 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 Didi. Didi, 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 Didi. Didi, I was just scrolling through your post today, man. I was looking for some some motivational, some inspirational quotes. And I appreciate you, man. Y'all gotta go check out Didi. You know, she posts content, she do videos, she do content, but she always posts some inspirational, motivational posts. So I mean, get up it'll help you get the moving, man. It always spark, you know, it get my mind going, you know. Breaking down some of the quotes that uh, like defining the meaning of the quotes that she posts. So definitely get over there and rock out with this. There you go. There go Mr. Here, bust it down, Brown. Yeah, she truly a blessing, man. She truly a blessing, man. And that's what I appreciate. That's what I appreciate in life is finding people, connecting with people. I don't know Dee Dee personally. We only know each other through the text, but I can honestly say that her the interactions with her is pleasant, man. And that's what life is about experiencing the good aspects about it. Because we gonna get negative stuff, but what we need to appreciate is the positive things. You know, it's the little things that add to the big thing. So just find genuine people, man, is always a blessing for me. So I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. You know, I really do. But today, check this out, man. Um, I did have a video plan, more of a lecture video, but I decided after talking with the wife that I'm about to start making content, right? I want to be a content creator. Not because like right now what I'm doing, I guess is live stream or podcast, whatever you want to call it. But no, I want to create content. So I'm about to start another channel. It's called Knowledge in 9 minutes or less. 9 minutes or less. It's gonna be called Knowledge in 9 minutes or less. But I'm gonna name that's the channel name, but you know the handle is gonna be 9 minutes or less. But it's knowledge in 9 minutes or less, and then that will be a lot of the stuff that we talk about on here: philosophy, psychology, metaphysics, spirituality. A lot of that stuff I'm gonna be talking about it on there, but I'm gonna break down the information within 9 minutes or less, and that way, like I said, I'm trying to be a content creator, and that way I can create content and put it on multiple platforms, right? Because we got a good message over here. Hopefully that attract people over here to have some of these discussions with us, right? But yeah, that's what we're about to do. So that video I was planning to get to y'all, I'm gonna do it 9 minutes or less. I'm gonna do it on that channel. I'm about to create that channel tomorrow and start working on that. Well, I'm gonna work on it from a video aspect. I got it set up for a lecture, but I'm gonna turn it into a video. So I was just scrolling through social media and I'm consistently hearing like we talked about the difference between complaining and bitching, right? And I'm consistently hearing people complain about things, but when you understand the context of what they complaining about, normally is some world view that they built predicated upon their experiences. And what I mean by that is, I'm gonna give you an example. Like when women say all men are dogs, right? That worldview she built is predicated upon her experience with men. And it might have been three, four, five different men, right? And they all displayed similar traits, or the outcome of the relationship was the same thing, right? That's generally how people build worldviews. So when I hear that, the first thing I think of is this: what's the common factor? What's the common denominator? Right? It's the person. So what the person is actually saying is this: I can't properly pick a man that won't take advantage of me. I can't properly pick a man that won't abuse me. I can't. That's what they saying. When people are, when they have a generalized view on one thing, is usually because of their experience in life, and that's how they formed it. Generally, sometimes is what people tell them or what they read. That can occur too. Even that is still bad decision making. Because if you're solely going off of what somebody told you versus doing your own investigation, doing your own research to see what's right and what's wrong, then that's you making a bad decision. So ultimately, when people complain about a general subject, what they're doing is complaining about them not being able to make the proper decision. Even if it's a friendship, you ever knew somebody say, "Well, you can't trust people." I had one, two, three, four friends do this. They all did this. That's because you're choosing the wrong people to be friends with. That's the reality, right? Because you can't control nobody but yourself. That's the only thing you can control is yourself. So even though these people did these things to you, you made yourself available for them to do it to. So that's your first mistake. You making that bad decision. I've been through a lot of stuff with friends and family where people did me wrong, and you know what I learned from it? I gotta pick better people to be around. That's the reality, right? When I step out of the situation and look at it, like, yeah, you can't really blame people for being who they are, right? You can't control that, so I don't blame people for that. People gonna be who they are. But it's up to me to determine if I want to interact with that person, and if I choose to, that's me making a bad decision. Even and when you do that, you often you begin to look at the world like this, right? This is being done to me. That is being done to me. This is how the victim mentality develops. Guess what? The world always been fucked up since people inhabited it, right? It's just been like that. All this bad stuff, people being unalive, people being manipulated, people been to all this stuff always occurred. Right? This is nothing new. It ain't like it just started, right? So if you look at the people who suffer from other people like being taken advantage of, abused and all that, and then you look at the people who don't, the number one factor is the difference between those two, the availability. The availability. If someone does something to you and you understand that it was done because you were available to this particular person, these traits, this person has these traits. When you realize like the reason it was done because I was available for them to do it to, right? That's why it was done to you because you were available. Now you take yourself out that equation, it's not nothing done to you. You're not being manipulated. You're not being abused. That's decision making. Most people can't trust people, right? Because people are like this, people are like that. People always been had these personalities. None of this stuff is new. People always been about that. So why is it some people can find the right people and some people can't? It's because of their decision making. Some people take more time to identify the character of a person instead of just jumping in some type of relationship, whether it's a friendship or romantic relationship. Some people aren't limited by their emotions because your emotions will fog your judgment, will fog your eyes. You will see the red flags after the relationship is over. You be like, damn, they was doing this, they was doing that. Now that you out of the situation, now you can see it clear, right? So what happened? You was having emotions. I love this person. This person saying they love me. That clouds your judgment. If a person loves you, their actions will show, not just the words. The words are a precursor to the action. That's all words are. So if someone tells you something and they do something else, what tells the story is what they're doing, not what they told you. That the words are just a precursor. It's what to expect. So if someone tells you to expect this and they give you something else, well, they bamboozled you. Lesson learned. Move on. Right? That's all you gotta do is move on. My bad. I was talking KY in the building. What it do with the businesses, fam? Appreciate you. Bud File. What up, though? One of my favorite families on YouTube. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. Yeah, so most of the time when people complain, like I was listening to this TikTok and this lady was saying, I'm gonna give you an example, another example. So I was scrolling through TikTok and this lady was saying that um, men aren't equipped to lead women. And she had different people talking about like this is why men can't lead women. Then you had people say. So my question was, how do you define man? First of all, that's how you got it. I mean, like when you like we breaking it down, right? Her whole concept was men can't lead women. Like they aren't equipped to lead women, meaning they're not they don't have the attributes of a leader, meaning they can't make good decisions. He talked about how they find how women are more financially responsible than men. They're not protectors or providers. They're not women are more educated than men. So I'm listening to her, right? So my question is this, right? First, let's get a foundation built. How do you define a man? Well, a man is a man. No, I don't know what a man is. A man is. What is a man to you? How do you define man? Right? Because what I'm hearing is a lot of irresponsibility. I wouldn't classify that as a man, right? So how do you determine a man? Someone who's in adulthood. Well, that's your problem right there. That you consider just because someone is of age in adulthood, they automatically a man, right? That's how you making decisions. You're not looking at this person's character before you get in a relationship. If you're not looking how the person carries themselves, if you're not trying to identify the person's character, then that's your fault. That's a bad decision. If you before you get in a relationship, especially women, you should see if a man is financially responsible for himself. Because if he ain't financially responsible for himself, how you gonna be financially responsible in a relationship with another person? Two, how check his loyalty to his family, the people close to him. How do they speak of him? Do they speak highly of him? Have conversations. Can this person effectively communicate? Because if we just cool and before we dating and we can't have and we don't have communication, then what makes you what why do you expect that he gonna be able to communicate once y'all get in a relationship? But this is not what people are looking for. That he fine. Oh, he got a good job. He got a nice car. Okay, what does that mean? That don't mean nothing. I mean, that car could be in his mama name. He could be driving his cousin car. Okay, he got a nice job. Well, how long has he been at that job? Maybe he just got it. You don't know if he can keep it. You know his work history. Before you commit yourself to someone, you should identify these things. Is this person impulsive? Does he get angry easily? You should be identifying these character traits. Chris, what up, though? You should be identifying these characters. But instead of that, they complain once he cheat on them. If you look like when I consider a man, right? What's up, Bubba? You okay? You don't feel good? You want to lay by me? It's nighttime, baby. I'll be in there in a minute. We'll just do a show. Why don't you go blow your nose? Go blow your nose, baby. Hurt my big boy. But like when you, I give you. We had a conversation the other day about different levels of maturity. Right? We talked about what was it, 5 inner principles and 4 outer principles. So when you determining and interact with someone, it's a couple things you can look at. You know, look and see if they mentally mature, meaning mentally developed. Do they make good decisions? Do they rationalize things? Are they open minded? These things can give you a hint or a clue through simple observation. I mean, without taking time, like a long time period to observe someone. But if you can see, look at their life situations or their life circumstances, you can kind of tell if they good decision making. Right? Are they open minded? Are they willing to compromise? These are the things that you need a person to do in a relationship, right? This for me, everybody else probably got their own what they desire. But for me, I need to know is the person willing to compromise? Will the person make good decisions? Me looking for a female, is she willing to listen? Can she follow directions? I needed to know this for specific reasons. That's my tier. That far as the mental aspect, far as the emotional aspect, right? Is this person easily emotionally triggered? And if they are triggered, how do they express their emotions? Do they lash out on people, or do they compartmentalize it? Do they hold stuff? I got to understand that. The sexual part will probably be hard, if a person ain't upfront. You know what I'm saying? But if a person is very flirtatious, I can't deal with that. Like me personally, like my wife say she call everybody honey and she call everybody honey, right? But to me, that's not flirting. That's just her vernacular. That's just how she talk. Like my wife don't actively flirt with people, right? She don't really she like incognito like me. Like she like talking. If you're a people person, she just don't like the wrong attention, right? She don't like the wrong attention, right? But I needed to see that because a woman who wants attention 24/7, who craves attention, who desires attention, if you ain't giving it to them, they go get it from somebody else. And when that happens, shit happens, right? Shit happens, But a woman who like craves always needs to have attention, I'm straight. That don't work for me because if I can't give it to her, she will get it from somebody else. And maybe I can't give it to her because I'm at work. But right now she craving attention, so yeah, shit happens like that. We need to look at these things. That's how I determine if someone is fully developed or if a person is mature, right? Because dealing with an immature person is a liability. That's just the reality. If a person ain't matured emotionally, they become a liability because if they trigger, they become capricious and they might pop off and do anything at any time. They're unpredictable. Person who is not emotionally mature, they're unpredictable. They're easily manipulated. A person who does not make good decisions, mental immaturity, they are a liability. They tend to make bad decisions. They tend to make decisions without thinking through. They tend to allow other people to think for them. That what makes them a liability. That makes them a liability. So I learned that, limit liabilities with dealing with people. So not only sometimes I won't deal with a person, but if they have some benefit, then maybe I just have a business relationship with them. And that way, all those other factors won't affect me. Well, it might if they mentally, but it depends what type of business relationship. Maybe we ain't in business together. Maybe they're a client and I'm a producer. Maybe that way we can, we got that type of relationship where their bad decision making won't affect me. Whatever their liability is, if I can interact with them without that affecting me, then I will. You know, then I will. But even when you have friends, right? I hear people complain, like even on this app, I heard people complain about like, oh my God, I can't believe this person did it to me. Like, why you can't believe that person did it to you when they didn't did it to three other people prior to you? Well, I thought we was cool enough that they wouldn't do it to me. No, a person actions show what they're capable of. Now, there's factors and variables involved in that, right? It is factors and variables involved in that because sometimes outside stimulants will trigger a different response or reaction. So yeah, so I will say it's variables to that. But the fact of the matter is this: person actions show you what they're capable of. So if a person, say for instance, I'm in a group, right? And somebody in that group come to me telling me somebody else's business. What they're telling me is when they're willing to tell a secret of someone else's. That's what they're telling me. They're willing to tell me other people's secrets. So why would I tell them a secret? Why would I tell them I don't want anything? Why would I tell them something that I don't want nobody else to know? When they came to me and told me something that someone told them not to tell nobody. I know what they're capable of now. So you piss them off, guess what? They're gonna tell you secrets. But people complain about this. They go through these cycles and they complain, well, you're making bad decisions because you're telling the wrong people the right things. You're telling the wrong people the right things. You had clear evidence that this person is not trustworthy, but you thought you were entitled or you was special or something, and they wouldn't do it to you. But they clearly showed you what they was capable of. That's why I say you can't get mad at other people. You got to get mad at yourself. Take this up. It's a Chinese proverb, right? And it states the moment. No, it states when people blame other people, they got a long way to go on their journey. When people blame themselves, they're halfway there. When people don't blame anyone, then they have arrived, right? So from that proverb, what I extracted was this: you can't be upset at what other people do. You have to be upset at yourself for allowing them to do it. But then you also have to learn that what people are capable of, and it's not their fault, but your fault for involving yourself. It's not their fault; it's your fault for involving yourself. So how do you get to no blaming nobody, them or yourself? By not dealing with them, not dealing with people like that. Once you are aware of something, you're aware of it. You know what possibilities are. You know what the possibilities are of this happening. So make a good decision, an executive decision. I'm not gonna deal with this type of person because these things are liable to happen, and there's no one to blame. There's no one to blame. But yeah, most people when they listen, let's recognize what people are complaining about, especially when they generalize things. Like people are so quick to generalize things, but what they're doing is developing a victim mentality. Is always going to be something oppressing them or preventing them from moving forward. It's never going to be their fault. It's always someone else's fault or something else's fault. A circumstance, a person, a condition is always going to be something why they can't overcome or why they're not moving forward, why they're not progressing. That's a victim mentality. So how do you not develop a victim mentality? By simply taking accountability. Just take accountability. How you gonna take accountability if someone did something to you? Simple. How did they do something to you? Because you was available. You was available for them to do. That's how. That's what you can take accountability for. You can learn from that and not make yourself available to those type of people. And it's not hard to do. You have to create boundaries and stick firm to them when you create a boundary. Stay firm with it. What's going?
Passion, cover my tummy.
Yo, who? Why are you losing your voice?
No,
Your stomach hurt?
no, that's it.
You hear me talking?
No, okay, pulse.
Oh, I can't even hear you. You sound like a robot. Why you wake up? I thought you were asleep. My bad, y'all. I'm in daddy mode. I gotta make sure my baby okay. Did you brush your teeth when you go to sleep? You must have been drooling because your breath stank. Why you hitting me? Ain't my fault your breath stank. I don't like people putting my face on personal face on me. You want your hand? I thump your finger. You go to stop. Stop. I'm not playing my personal face. Move, man. You hot. Why you so hot? Is you sick? Why you ain't got no voice then? Well, no. Didn't I tell you to put those Legos up? Now we didn't pay for the Legos. I ain't even gonna be able to build it because you'll lose the pieces. Pick them up. Put them up. We'll build it tomorrow when you come home from school. My bad, yo. You know, daddy first and everything else later. But yeah, when people generalize things like that, even men do it all the time. Women need to be like this. Women need to be like that. Women like it. It amazes me when men be like, "Well, women can't do this." I'm like, "Well, women can't think. Like they're not smart, or they're not capable of doing not everything, but some of the things men do." I'd be like, "What kind of women are you around? You know, what kind of women are you around? Women shouldn't have the right to vote. Women can't make decisions." I'm like, I don't know what kind of women y'all are around. But what they're doing is projecting their personal experience. And that's what most people do. I mean, we all do that. We project. That's how we created our worldview is by how we experience or how we perceive the experiences in life. But you can tell when people have been traumatized or victimized because how they talk about it. How they talk. Most I like even when I talk about what I go through, I talk from it and empowered from an empowered standpoint, meaning I learned from these experiences. These experiences don't haunt me. I'm not bitter. I'm not complaining. You know, that's because I overcame it. I've been through some bad relationships with females, but you don't hear me on here bashing females. I've been through some like friendships. My friends, my family tried to set me up. You don't hear me bashing because I learned from it. Right? People don't take the time out to learn from their experiences. That's why they keep getting stuck in cycles of things that they get stuck in loops and things that they don't want to experience. The reason you keep going through it because you didn't learn from it. Because if you learn, you make better decisions. And that's what it's all about. Decision making. That's what life is about. It's about the decision making. And the more information or wisdom or knowledge that you have, the better decisions you're capable of making. The less you involve emotions in your decision making, the better decisions you'll make. Because check this out, emotions change, but facts don't. Facts stay the same and emotions change. So you may feel some way about something today and make a impulsive decision, and then tomorrow you might feel totally different from it. But guess what? Can't take that action back. It's already done. It's already done. That's why it's not good to speak from an emotional standpoint. It's not good. But that's one of the keys too. Control your emotions because if you don't, someone else will. And if you emotional making decisions, whoever in control of that emotion is how that outcome is going to land. That's how manipulation. That's why manipulation is so effective because most of the time when people manipulate you, they're manipulating your emotion. That emotion triggers an action. You can say thought leads to emotion and all that, but the reality is the emotion that triggers the behavior that determines the behavior, the emotion, not the thought that determines the behavior, not in the psychological, um, like if you, what is it called? CDB, cognitive decision. Anyway, the process hold on, I got it over here, dog. CBT. So if you say thoughts turn to feelings, feelings turn to action, action leads to result. It's the feelings that determine the action. And people try to argue what a thought creates the feeling. Don't matter. It's the feeling that determines the action. Right? Don't matter what the thought did or made. It's the feeling. It's the feeling. That's why I say another thought in between the action and the feeling. Understand why you feel that way. If you can practice that when you have a feeling, identify why you feel that way and what made you feel that way, I promise you, you will make better decisions because you will challenge that feeling. And if it's not valid, then you'll think of another way to respond versus react off that feeling. Like when we talk about EQ or emotional intelligence, right? I always start off with emotional awareness, being aware of the emotion that you experience, right? And not only being aware, but understand why you feel that way. Now, emotional regulation is you controlling that emotion, you not being reactive because the emotion is present. That's what emotional regulation is. If you go through the diagram of emotional intelligence, you won't see emotional expression, right? They try to equate emotional expression into regulation. But to me, emotional expression is the final part. Because if you can't express that emotion in a beneficial and effective way, then one, you go ruminate with that emotion. You just hold it in. That's how people become bitter. Like when we feel something, I can be mad and still use my words to articulate how I feel without screaming and yelling, right? It takes practice. It took me a while to get to that. Sometimes I may get triggered and snap off, but the majority of the time I can articulate myself. I can totally ignore something. Either I can transmute that energy and turn it into something positive, or I can let it bypass me, move out the way. Practice mental aikido and just move out the way. But to even do that, you have to be aware. And most people aren't at that stage. Most people are reactive. They react versus respond. They don't take the time to understand why they feel the way and what made them feel that way. They don't take the time, and that's how people become manipulated. I mean, you see people throw away their life over an argument, right? And recognizing that too. Like for me, I'll tell you another key. Like when I see people get instantly um aggravated, like when they go from 0 to 100 instantly, I recognize two things. One, they're emotionally triggered, right? 9 times out of 10, they're emotionally triggered. So they're not truly thinking. They're just going off of emotion. They like on autopilot. And two, I understand like people like that have low IQ. They're not really intelligent people. So that's what allows me to step away or step back. Like, look, this person, it ain't worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Arguing with someone with a low IQ is no purpose. You're not going to win. It's go disagreement go turn to an argument. Argument go turn into a fight. That's what's gonna happen when you um entertaining people with low IQs and you have a difference of opinion. That difference of opinion go turn into an argument. That argument is eventually gonna turn to a fight. That's what's generally gonna happen. But that it takes it, you have to think. You know what I'm saying? You have to not be capricious. You have to not be that, even if they're being that. Like if I don't physically feel threatened, there's no point for me to react. The only time I react is when it's a physical threat. Then I don't have time to think. I got to defend myself, right? But if it's just verbal, we're on the internet. No, man, I'm straight. No, I'm straight. Nine times out of ten, these people ain't got nothing to lose. They ain't got nothing going for them. And so, why would you even indulge in that? You're in a no-win-win situation. That's decision making, right? That's executive decision making, right? That's when you have control over your life. You're the executive, so you make executive decisions. A lot of people don't have control of self, so they can't make executive decisions. So they only truly making choices. But when you have control over self, you can make executive decisions. You can make those decisions. But when you listen to people, how other people treat them, and they're complaining about their bad decision making, even though they tell you what other people doing, what they really tell you is, I can't choose or pick the right people to interact with in life. I don't have that capability. I don't have it. When people say, "Oh, don't trust nobody," what they really telling you is, I don't have the capability to select the right people to trust. That's what they tell you. Because it's impossible to say nobody on this planet is not trustworthy. It's impossible to say that because people are. And if a person is saying you can't trust no one, what they telling you is you can't trust them neither because they are someone, right? So goddamn, I can't trust you neither. But that's because of their worldly experience, what they experienced in this world. And a lot of times people, they don't venture out their environment. Like most people, I know a lot of people, they still where they born at, bro. People still live where they born at. Not even didn't even move up that hood or city or town that they was born at. Not even over to the next town or they didn't upgrade. No, they still where they was at. So all they experience is that environment. They don't have any worldly experience. So when I hear people speak like that, I done went to different countries and met trustworthy people in other countries. Now I'm not saying you can trust everyone because that'd be asinine. That'd be more asinine than saying you can't trust no one. Saying you can trust everyone. The reality is people you can trust, people you can't. That's just reality. Now, if you keep experiencing people you can't trust them, like I said, the common denominator is you. Maybe you're in an environment where there's a lot of untrustworthy people, and maybe you ain't equipped to spot untrustworthy people. You don't see patterns. Everything has a pattern. Everything in life has a pattern. This is how we determine behavior. We talk about these different behaviors, and they have traits. They have things that they do that's similar or common to these certain behaviors. And what happens is most people don't take the time to learn. Most people don't take the time to learn, even from their own experiences. Even from their own experiences, people don't take the time to learn. Is that Dolly? I think that's Dolly. Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. Yeah. So it's a couple key things I want people to take away from that. Um, Take accountability. Even if someone did something to you, take accountability for making yourself available for them to do it too, right? And learn from that experience. So next time you encounter someone like that, you know how to handle it. Stop. Why? No, don't come over here blowing in my face. All right. What? What? Go get the remote. Mama's asleep, ain't she? Go ahead, go get the remote. You gotta go to school in the morning. It's 1 o'clock. You can watch TV for a minute, but I'm gonna come in there and turn it off. I'm only letting you watch TV because I don't want you bothering me right now. As long as I'm done with this, I'm coming in there to turn it off. That's how he get me. That's how he get me. But yeah, so better decision making. Learn from your mistakes, right? And take accountability for your mistake. It's yours. Own it. That's the only way you go not continue that cycle of selecting the wrong people. Well, people hide their intentions. Okay, well, take your time with people. You see, like if you think about how, like, really think about any relationship that didn't go good, right? And you think about how long did you take to really, how much time did you really put in understanding or identifying the person? Like, why did you get, what attracted you to the person? Was it something physical? Was it material? Or was it the person's character? Like, did you overlook things because you liked the person, because you was infatuated with the person? Did you, I know, I'm saying this from experience. It was some pics. I'm like, man, they got big butt, bro. Like, oh, they stack. And I overlooked some things. Like, they some thoughts. Like, they some hoes, bro. I'm like, just how I met them, the way they dress. Like, it wasn't gonna change when I got with them. And they dressing like that for attention and they attention seeking. I overlooked all that. You know why? Because they had a big butt. I overlooked all that. So I had to change my priorities when it came to selecting people in general, not just romantically, but just being friends with people. I can't be friends with everybody. I can't do it. I can't be friends with everybody. So I had to be more selective. So what did I do? I created standards. Missing Mod, what up, Nine? Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. I created standards and I stuck to them. And if people don't qualify, then they just don't qualify. I'm not bending my own rules. No, this is what it takes to be in my life. And if you can't live up to it, then I'm not for you. People be like, oh, you can see that you're bougie. No, I just know what I like and I know what I want out of life. I'm intentional. That's what I am. And if you don't qualify, you don't qualify. I'm pretty sure I don't qualify uh, to some people who have standards, who have boundaries. I'm pretty sure I don't qualify. There's probably things about me that will eliminate, and that's fine. Everybody ain't for everybody. Everybody ain't for everybody. But selling yourself short is selling yourself short, no matter what the reason is for. So when you get complain about it, if you lower yourself to interact with somebody, well, you did that. That ain't got nothing to do with the person. Like me personally, I give people chances, because sometimes people, that's all they need is an opportunity. Sometimes you can be that motivational factor. You can be that spark in someone else's life. I know that because people gave me opportunity. So I always do that. I don't judge a book by its cover. I understand potential, but even when people have potential, I can see it. I can see it in them, but if they don't see it in themselves, then they'll never live up to what I see in them. That's just reality. Bronze, what up, my brother? Bronze, what up, nine? But create your standards, man. Don't just create boundaries, right? Create standards, right? And guess what? Don't feel bad. If some people ain't qualified, they ain't qualified. Either they build themselves up or they move on. That's just what it is. Oh, you think you better than everybody? No, I'm better than the people I do better than. It's my actions that make me better. Not the way I look at myself is what I do. And if I'm doing better than somebody, then I'm just doing better than somebody. And guess what? It's people doing better than me too. It's people who will do better than me. People with better character, better morality, all that. And I'm fine with that. If I want to get better, I got to do better. And that's just what it is. I don't do that participation trophy thing. I don't do that. Oh, we all the same. We ain't. I ain't. Man, don't be comparing me to the average person. I am far beyond average. I couldn't do that shit, bro. Because I worked too hard to get where I'm at and to be what I am. I worked too hard for it. I went through too much bullshit to not to not be proud of who I am today. Like people try to tell you pride is bad. Nah, pride. You know what's the opposite of pride? Shame. That's duality. So if I got pride, I can be shamed, and that's what's missing in this world. People ain't got enough shame. People don't feel shame no more. Fuck that. I'm straight. I'm good. I got a name. I represent my parents. You know, I got a lot of pride. I represent my family, my wife. I got pride, and I'm okay with that because my pride has opened doors for me. Having pride. I also got shame too. I also got shame. That's why I don't do a lot of bullshit. I don't do a lot of bullshit. You don't see me doing nothing that I'm gonna be ashamed of. Mm-mm. I don't be sliding in nobody DMs or none of that bullshit. I'm a married man. Like I said, I got pride and I got shame too. But that's just wrong with the world. The world ain't got enough shame and people walking out the house half ass naked and shit. I'd be like, come on, man. It was I took my kid, they had a trunk or treat, right? And it was I didn't know, like I can't see. All I seen was a lot of thighs. And I asked my wife, I said, is that a kid or a parent? Like she had this cop outfit on with these booty shorts. I'm like, this elementary school, bro. Why is you walking around here like that? No fucking shame. No fucking shame. Welcome to the salute. Hold on, Miss Mod. I gotta hit that. I gotta hit that thing. Yeah, we gonna do a review tomorrow on the Dark Empath. I was gonna do it tonight, but I'm gonna set it up for tomorrow. Oh, Missing Mod gifted five. Hold on. I gotta go through that. Hold on. I appreciate that, Mod. I appreciate that. Hold on. Where is it at? There you go. Shout out to Missing Mod for getting those five memberships. Shout out to James Red Shirt, Hassan, ARD, Lisa J, and New Jack. Where New Jack's been at? I ain't seen my boy in a minute. I ain't been on here since 3 o'clock though. I ain't seen my boy in a minute. And Missing Mod, appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. Yeah, we need a new member so I can do these videos. I got like 4 videos that I want to do. I'm not gonna do lectures no more. I don't think. What I'm gonna do is create a video and then we'll do a review on it. But I'm about to create another channel too called Knowledge in 9 Minutes. So I'm gonna create that channel. Y'all look out for that. And I'm gonna just create content. I'm doing that so I can put it on different platforms. And then over here, I'll review that video over here and we can talk about that. That's how I'm gonna do it. I'm creating a new format. I'm trying to be more of a content creator versus a live streamer. I don't mind live streaming, but I feel like um, I just be more effective being a content creator because I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I start talking about something and then get distracted. So and I want to put it on multiple platforms. Right. So we're gonna do that. But my I do have uh I do have videos on members only. A lot of my videos I'm gonna make is probably gonna go on members only. If I don't put it on, it's gonna be exclusively for YouTube for my members. It's gonna be more reviews of different personality traits. I'm gonna do reviews and yeah. So I'm kind of revamping the channel and getting. I want to be more intentional. You know what I'm saying? I want to take the 9% to the top. You know, it ain't just a name, but it's an idea. You know, it's really an idea. And I think if more people really understood it, then I mean, I think they'd be more willing to support it, right? It ain't nothing negative. It ain't no gang or nothing like that. It's just a better you is a better us. It's about self development. It's about self mastery. These are the things that help me. I'm not saying it's gonna help everybody or cure the world. I'm not saying that, but it's people looking for it. So that's who I'm catering to. You know, the people who want to be better people to develop in themselves. You know, they ain't looking for the handout because it take work, man, and it take effort. It's not easy. You know, there's a lot of, like I say, our life, just experiences in life, kind of gave us perceptions or worldviews. They kind of condition and sometimes desensitize us to things, right? I don't want to say social engineering, but a lot of times that's what happens, right? You went through the institution of school, um, and all these other things to create perceptions or worldviews of life. You've been indoctrinated, right? And that's okay because you can unplug, you know, like the Matrix. You know, once they seen, okay, we're in the Matrix, but when they unplugged, it was a whole different world. Like, oh, this ain't what I thought it was. Nah, and that's how it's gonna be. That shit's scary at first, but to think for yourself. Most people think they thinking for themselves, but they got preconceptions. They was given preconceptions. They was given a way to look at the world versus developing their own way. A lot of people don't have that luxury of developing their own way to perceive the world. They're told how to. We're told what we are, how we got here. We told all this stuff. Very few people actually seek the information for themselves. But that's what we here for. We the unpluggers. We're here to unplug you. Oh, I appreciate you, Mr. Mine. And that I appreciate you, Mr. Mine. I appreciate that support. It feels good, man. It make me feel like I'm doing something right. You know what I'm saying? It made me feel like I'm doing something right. You know, confirmation that I'm doing something. If somebody chooses to support, that's confirmation. Like, damn, I must be doing something right because don't nobody just throw their money around, right? Don't nobody do that. So when people support, you know, even with your time, even people coming in supporting with your time, that showed me I'm doing something right because shit, y'all can be asleep right now. Y'all can be doing anything right now, but y'all here rocking with me. So the time, you know, your finances, any way y'all support, man, it shows me that I'm on the right path. You know, I might not have 30, 40, 50, 100 people in my chat, but the few people in my chat always give me that confirmation, right? But I know what I do ain't popular. I know that. I know. People usually don't listen to the shit I say until they need to. they only, they only listen to it when they in that need area. You know, when they down on their knees and knuckles. And they have no other choice. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's when people usually listen to me. Not when everything going good. You know, and that's the sad part because self development is something that we do consistently through life. You're supposed to, you know, because things as time change, circumstances and situations change. So you got to consistently adapt to the now. And if you don't, you just go get left behind. You go get left behind. So as things change, we need to be adaptable. A lot of people don't know how to be adaptable. You know. So what do? They just go with the flow. I found an interesting video where he's talking about like crowd consciousness, and it was I don't know if y'all ever heard of Plato's cave. Like he wrote uh, when Socrates, you know, got found guilty, and I had to drink that hemlock. You know, Plato gave his description of what happened, and it's written within Plato's cave, and it talks about how. A collective conscious is actually bad, right? And what Socrates was teaching was trying to teach people back 2,000 years ago. Socrates was telling people like, "Hey, you need to think for yourself. Stop, stop thinking as a hive mind and actually think for yourself." But People are more comfortable when other people think for them, or they feel more validated when they think the same thing as someone else. That people, we as humans, we have an innate desire to be around other people. Most people, right? They have an innate desire to be in a group. People feel safer in numbers, right? The bigger the group, the safer you are. So, like, even like, if you think about like the Democrats and Republicans, they'll, like, if you talk to a Democrat, they don't agree with everything the Democrats say. They agree with some of it, but they feel safer in that group. Just saying, hey, look, okay, I rock with that, but I don't rock with this. So they end up just going with the flow, even if they don't believe in it, even if they think it's wrong or right. Same thing with the Republicans on the other side. They don't agree with everything. They just agree with some of it, but it's safer in a group. So they just roll with it. And that happens in culture. That happens in, like, spirituality. It happens in religion. It happens in anywhere where people are in group, right? Most people will accept a group, the group concept. They have to go with the pros and the cons, right? Over here, I tell everybody, hey man, think for yourself. I'm just here to make you aware of things, give you some tools you can use, but I don't like that collective consciousness. Yeah, we should be on the same wavelength as far as respecting one another, being compassionate, being understanding. Other than that, think for yourself. It don't matter what you believe in, how you believe in. I don't care about none of that. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what sex you are. As long as we ain't producing hate, I'm good. We should be on, as long as we have that consensus, right? We can come together as individuals. You do it every day you go to work. Y'all go in, you go to work, you got a mission to do, or you got a job to do. You do it, then you go home. That's all we have to do in the world. We don't have to go home with one another. You know, I don't have to pray to Allah. I don't need to pray to Buddha or none of that to get along with somebody. And if you do, you got to check that. Why is that? Because a person is different. You can't get along with them. Why? Is that because they told you you can't? Or is that because of your experience? Because if you go out and experience, like I said, you go to work, man, you don't know what half of the people believe in. When you go to your doctor, you ask them, what's your religion? What's your political belief? You're a Republican? You're a Democrat? You don't ask that. They do their job, give you medication, do whatever, and you go about your business. And when you need them again, guess what? You go back to them. Or the people I contracted to work on my roof, you know what I didn't ask them? What's their political belief? I ain't asked them that. I ain't asked them if they was on the right or left. I'm just saying, hey, shit, can you do my roof? Yeah, you can. Okay, cool. You got some work right? Oh yeah, you do good work. Good. That's what I want done. I got the money. You got the cool. Go do your thing, bro. We don't have to. Leticia, what up, though? What up, though? Yeah, but that's how it is, man. That's how it is. But just sit back and listen to people, and you can tell. Um, like I said, it's a couple ways to look at it, man. There's a couple ways to look at it, but most of the time, I'm telling you, when people complaining about what other people doing, what they telling you is they're not making good decisions about who they interact with. Go to bed, huh? You want who? I left you. Okay, later. I'm not done. I'm still doing my show. You see, I'm outside, like, bro, what you doing? But that's what they complaining about. Their lack of the inability of making good decisions. And that's how they develop that victim mentality. Everybody, always somebody doing something to them. Always somebody. When you develop that mentality, man, you prevent yourself. You start thinking like this. You look at situations and look at them why it won't work versus how can it work. When you start developing that victim mentality. I was talking to people like, hey man, we can network, we can build this. Nah, if we build it, somebody go tear it. Like, what the fuck you talking about? Somebody go tear it down, bro. People build businesses and corporations or organizations all the time. Fuck you mean? Well, anytime, like, nah, bro, you can't think like that. Okay, how about this? How about we create ways to defend what we build? Will that alleviate that worry you got? If I develop ways we can protect what we built, because you're supposed to do that anyway. Anytime you build something, you should have an idea how you're going to protect. Because if you don't, it's going to be taken away. That's just nature. Shit like that happen in nature, bro. If you ain't willing to protect what you built, somebody gonna come take it. If they bigger and stronger, they gonna take your shit. That's just nature. So develop a plan to protect what you built. That's all you got to do. But people are so quick to think about how things won't work versus how to make things work. But that tells you their mindset. Most people want to feel validated for the bullshit and the experiences they go in life. They want some type of validation that is not their fault. Instead of saying like, damn, I need to work harder. I need to read more. I need to do something. That's accountability. And that's what's lacking in this world is accountability. Yeah, people go, look, negative shit has been in existence since human been on here. People been killing people, unaliving people, R-wording people since we've been here. It's not about if this stuff occurs, it's about what you go do about it. How you go protect your family from going through it. You need to develop self. But that's responsibility now. Now it's responsibility. So as a man, I have to build myself, protect what I built, which is my family. How can I call myself a man if I can't protect my wife and kids? Fuck am I call myself a man for? The fuck am I even having a wife and kid if I can't protect them? If I can't provide for them, why would I create that? People don't build themselves up. And the people who don't build themselves up, they're the people who be complaining and shit. That the government ain't giving us this. The government ain't doing this. These people ain't doing it. They always looking for somebody to do something for them instead of them doing something for their damn self. From a young age, and shout out to my OGs, the elders and ancestors. My grandma not here, my uncle not here, right? But from a young age, my grandma told me, don't nobody owe you shit. And don't look for nothing from somebody. And if you get something from somebody, be grateful because they don't have to give it to you. I grew up thinking like that. So I ain't never looked for somebody to do nothing for me. I always knew I had to do it myself. And with that mentality, you don't hear me complaining about shit. Nothing for me to complain. Don't nobody owe me nothing. And that puts you in a mode of gratitude. Because when you ain't looking for something, somebody give it to you, you be like, damn, thank you. Because you ain't expecting that. Some of these people being in touch. I heard this content creator, Leticia, don't laugh at me. I heard this content creator telling people you can't mix and mingle. Like, that's ass backwards, bro. Like, people, like me as a content creator, y'all come over here, spend y'all time, spend y'all money to support me. And I'm supposed to tell y'all what y'all can't do? I mean, for me to get views, for me to get donations, I should be doing something for you. It's your time you spending. It's your money you spending. I should be offering you something. But I'm telling you, you can't go over here. You can't do that. You can't. Like, y'all don't owe me that shit. This how delusional people are. People are fucking delusional. Like, no mixing. How you gonna tell a grown ass person they can't? Even like it was a content creator over here. Me and her was cool. We fell out. I've never told nobody don't go support that lady. I would never say nothing like that. There's a couple content creators that I fell out with. I never tell you not to support them. You owe me y'all don't owe me a goddamn thing. You'll never hear me, oh, I ain't gonna fuck with you because you do this or you no man. But that's how delusional and entitlement works. People are delusional, so they think they're entitled to something. Because you come in my chat, then well, this my chat. If you want to come in here, you can't go over there. That shit sound crazy. Mixing and mingling, like it's somebody's honor to come in the chat. It's somebody's privilege to come in the chat. This shit is on YouTube and it's free. Like you can go any fucking where you want. Shit, I ain't laying down with y'all. I don't give a fuck what y'all do. Or where do y'all go after y'all leave here? Or if y'all in here and then leave and go somewhere, I ain't thinking about none of that. You don't hear me complain. And see, this is the thing too. Check this out. Man, y'all gotta understand. Like we talk about like narcissistic traits, right? And when we talk about a narcissist, what do they need? They need that validation. They need that attention from you, right? So when you don't give it to them, they get pissed off and they start saying stuff like this. Like if somebody, say if I see somebody in the chat in weeks, oh, where you been? Oh, you can't come through? Oh, I seen you over there, but you can't come over here and support me. You can't, like, bro, ain't nobody got to do none of that shit. So, like, when I see people, there's people who come in my chat every 3, 4, 6 months, and guess what? They got fucking lives, bro. They got fucking lives. They doing shit in real life, you know? Shit, I come on late, right? So my chat don't be jumping. People sleep, right? But just because I don't see somebody in a minute, and you never know. Because look, I'll be honest with you, I be bush watching a lot because I got my kids and I can't type. I just be listening. I listen to a lot of people. It was like 3 lives I was in today just listening. Hit the like button. I think I shared one of them out, and I'm just listening because that's how I can that's the best way I can support. I'm at trunk or treat with my kids and shit, listening to people live. I ain't got to do that shit, but I did. But guess what? They'll never know. So if I pop up in a chat and they get spicy and shit, I'll be like, man, fuck you. Because I tried to support, but you don't know what somebody can be sick in the hospital and shit. And because you don't see them in a while, you want to talk shit. Think about that, man. We talking about these personalities, some narcissistic traits. I ain't gonna call nobody a narcissist, but they damn sure display those traits. You can't complain about what other people do because you can't control other people. Can't complain. You'll hear me say people are sheep. I'm just explaining the action. I don't care if they sheep or not. I'm just telling you to be aware. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised because this is how majority of the people are. You don't believe me? Observe yourself. Most people get into collectives. Their identity is something that was constructed by someone. When people define themselves, they define themselves by these social constructs. Very few people will define themselves from their own perspective of how they look at themselves. The way people identify themselves is from social fucking constructs. That's how most people do. Correct me if I'm wrong. Show me how I'm wrong, and I can show you. You can go through. Just ask people, how do you identify yourself? They will give you some fucking social construct and ask them, do they like if someone says this, right? Right? If someone says, I'm a Republican, first thing I'm gonna ask, do you agree with all the ideologies that the Republicans embody? Do you agree with them? And if a person say yeah, give them some outrageous one. Give them something wild and see if they agree with it. Well, no, I don't really agree with that. So why are you identifying with? Because this is what this is. This is what this is. Protect your foundation. Oh, you heard a little word. You heard a little word. Come on, we can't have no lefties on the roof. Oh, Mr. You petty. You can't have no lefties on the roof. Man, I don't know, man. Like when I be here, I don't game bang. I think that's what politics are. That shit red and blue, just like Bloods and Crips. They beefing. Um, this is the weird thing to me, right? When people claim Democrat or Republican, those parties are supposed to reflect the people. But right now, the people are reflecting the parties. And to me, that's backwards. If that makes sense to y'all, right? People are identifying with the ideology of the party instead of the party identifying with the ideology of the people. So how is the parties working for the people? Is the people working for the parties, man? We ass backwards, bro. That shit is ass backwards to me. I'm supposed to find someone who represents my interests, right? I'm not supposed to be representing the interests of the fucking politician. That's not what's supposed to be happening. But that's what happens. That's what happens. So to me, I'd be like, I'm straight. I ain't dealing with none of that shit. They be like, you're independent. Nah, I ain't nothing. I'm a nine. Ain't no fucking independent either. You're independently thinking that, nah, bro. Don't put none of them jackets on me because they don't fit. I'm good. None of them jackets fit. Well, you're registered as this. Yeah, that's because I ain't know no better at that time. Well, you need to go. I ain't gonna do none of that shit. You need to go re-register. Nope, I'm straight. I just won't. I only vote for the things that I can identify with. If it's a politician that I can like, anytime I like Gretchen Whitmore. I like our governor, right? I like our governor, so I always vote for her. The mayor in my city, I like him, so I voted for him. Right? He is. I think I don't know what he is. Democrat or Independent, one of them. I don't know what he is. I vote for the the laws or whatever they want to implement or um, amend. I always vote for those. But I'm not voting for the lesser of two evils. I'm just not doing it because it's still evil that I'm voting for. And people, I like that whole collective, that hive mind. Well, if you do this, if you don't do that, nah, fuck that. I don't care what you say. You're not gonna convince me. I had people knocking on my door like, well, if you don't vote for Kamala, you're voting for Trump, no matter who you vote for. Because I like the Cornel West. That's what I'm voting for. I'm voting for Cornel West. Well, if you vote for him, that's like voting for Trump because it's taking the vote away from Kamala. I don't give a flying fuck. Like I care about nah, I don't care about that. Nah, nah. You ain't about to manipulate me like that. I'm straight. You're not about to manipulate me. No, I'm voting for who I want to vote for because I believe in who I'm voting for. I believe they represent my interests, and I like the Cornel West. And if more people think like that, maybe we can get the right people in the door. If more people thought on an individual level instead of being emotionally manipulated to choose a candidate because they're in fear of the other one. Most people voted for Trump because they didn't like Kamala. And most of the people voted for Kamala voted for her because they didn't like Trump. That's the sad thing. You voting for someone because you don't like the other person instead of voting for what you believe in. That's where we at. That's where we at. The lady at the nine, the minister of the general defense is in the building. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. What up, Commander? The lady of the nine. Who? I know. What? Yeah. Go ahead. You keep finding reasons to come out here. hmm You supposed to be. Was you ever sleep? Did you ever go to sleep, or was you woke the whole time? Don't blame that on me. You talk about I'm waiting for you. You ain't waiting for me. Because when I come in there, you ain't gonna go to sleep. You gonna find something else to do. Whatever. I am not negotiating with no little terrorists tonight. My wife said I can't say that because they part Middle Eastern. I told her I don't care. I'm gonna say what I want to say. They little terrorists to me. They terrorize me. So, uh-oh. What to do with the business is?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing, man? What's going on, the word?
What's good, my brother? What's good?
Oh man, I just wanted to tap in on your conversation, man. I, it's two sides to every coin. I'm listening to you, man, but there's two sides, man. You know what I mean? There are some things that I'm liberal about, and there's some things that I'm conservative about, but it's not all based on any specific ideology. I would venture to say that you and I think more independent than any particular thing, and that's something to associate with. And I wanted your breakdown on that because you said I'm not anything, I'm the nine, and I'm like, okay, but practically, talk to me.
I feel like this, right? I don't feel uh like when it comes to like those political parties, I don't associate or relate to any of the ideology wholeheartedly, right? So if I can't accept it wholeheartedly, the pros and the cons, the good and the bad, then I can't identify it.
Understandable.
That's how I look at it, right? And I don't see none of the parties supporting what I believe. I don't see them tackling none of the problems that I think is issues. I don't see them.
Is it
I
fair
just
to
don't see it.
is it fair for us to both say that there are some things that each representation in the body of the House, Senate, the executive staff, there are some things that each of those things represent, as far as I'm concerned, as far as like home ownership, taxes, money management, and then there are humanitarian things that I support, on another side, you know, as far as like healthcare as a universal right, things of that nature that one person might not agree with, but there are certain segments that might agree with that based on economics.
I do agree. I agree with that. Like each side, I can look at some of the policies that represent the right and agree with them. I can look at some of the policies that the left represent, and I can agree with it.
And
But
I just feel like
identify, but
if we withhold our vote, uh, because we're staunch on one way or another, I just think that that's going to create a confusing situation for the future. We have to make a choice. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, sometimes I guess, we have to choose the lesser of the two, but I mean,
that's the problem right there. I'm not a choice maker. I'm a decision creator,
so
and
what happens if we
I'm
don't
not
make a choice?
compromising. That's not something I'm willing to compromise because I see so many people compromising, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. The more you compromise, the more they gonna make you compromise. The more you're willing to make a choice, the more choices they gonna give you to make.
I
Those
kind of
choices
agree
ain't
with
benefiting you
Commander.
one way or
I
another.
agree with I agree with Commander Word. I mean, not making a choice is a choice. Would you agree?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like when people say my ancestors died for the right to vote, they did. So me not
Yeah,
voting is me flexing that right. If they don't give me something to vote for, then I choose not to vote. That's the
I
right they
respect,
died for.
definitely respect.
That's what they died for.
Mhm.
So I mean, agree. Not making a choice is a choice in itself, and I'm
Yeah,
choosing not to compromise
got
because
you.
I mean, it's like I said, it's getting worse and worse. And until somebody put their foot down and say, "Fuck that, we want better," we ain't gonna get better. That's just how it is. I mean, I'm just being me, but hopefully, I motivate the youth to not deal with this bullshit because the older people, I mean, they kind of already conditioned and they already kind of conditioned to making choices, just accepting what's given.
Yes.
That's how most people do. You just accept, okay, here's this, here's that. Like, how the fuck did
Tell them how
Hillary
you
Clinton beat out Bernie Sanders? How did Hillary Clinton beat Bernie Sanders up? How did
feel.
Joe Biden beat? No, fuck that. I'm not making that. You don't give me what I want, I'm not fucking no, you can't have my vote, man. And if
No.
enough people do that, they like what happened when they pulled Jimmy Kimmel off? Motherfucker said, fuck that, we canceling our Disney subscription. 2 days later, Jimmy Kimmel is back. Jimmy's back. When you fuck with but that's what I'm saying. And it's
It's
sad
business
that you can
both
do that
ways.
for a
It's
fucking
business
comedian,
both
but you
ways.
can't do that for your fucking future. You can't
But
do that
that's
for
what
your future.
I just don't think. I think that our ideologies and principles are fine. I just don't know if it, manifests in the real world or if it's as practical. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand what you're saying from a philosophical perspective as far as standing on your get down, but at the same time, man, I mean, we have to apply we have to apply our opportunities when they're given to us.
But what
Again, there are some
opportunity?
things. Go ahead.
But like the opportunities that's given to you, I mean, are they benefiting you?
Some,
That's
what
the
I was
thing.
saying, some things are, but then some
You
things I don't
compromise. Well,
necessarily agree.
that's like this. That's like this. I ain't gonna call you a nigger. I'm gonna call you a nigga. How about that?
I got you.
How about that? That's basically what's going on right now.
Got you, buddy.
I ain't gonna use the ER. I'm gonna just use the A. How about that? Is that okay? That's how they
Yes, sir,
look.
boss.
I'm gonna bend you over. Check this out. I'm gonna bend you over, and I'm gonna tear that ass up. I'm gonna just use some Vaseline. That's what they doing. They just
Yes, sir.
applying Vaseline, but you still getting fucked.
I
So
got you.
now I'm straight.
No, I totally understand. I mean, we have to stand on what we're standing on. I just feel like, when we don't exercise our, uh, when we don't do nothing, or when we don't, choose the values that we, grew up on, or what we know, or what we've matured into, I don't know. I mean, it's some things, like I say, I'm conservative on, financially, and then there's some things that I'm pretty progressive on liberally. There's just a lot of humanitarian things that I feel like, we're inalienable rights, but I
They,
digress.
they they tell you like this. I'm gonna give you this, but you gotta take this also. So they give you 5% of what you want and another 35% of what you don't. And well,
Right.
since I got the
Or
five
vice
percent of what I
versa,
want,
or
then I'm
vice
supposed to be
versa.
happy.
Right.
It's like, nah, bro. You can't give me crumbs and
What about the
tell me it's a
35% of
piece.
what you want and the 5% of what you don't want? What do you
I've never
do?
seen that happen. I don't see. I've never seen that happen.
Okay.
I just never seen that.
Okay.
I've
I
never
mean,
seen it.
when you and this is what I'm saying about being financially petty. Like if you're looking at the market, and you're looking at your money, and you're looking at the manufacturing and the real estate market and business, and you're forecasting, what you see, it's like, man, you could be optimistic or pessimistic depending on the type of individual investor you are.
Think about this, because you the money man. You like to talk about money, right? Think about this. What happens when America piss off businesses and don't give them their tax break? What the businesses do? They say fuck you and go somewhere else, right?
Yes, sir.
And then
But
what
let me ask
happens?
you the same question in reverse. What happens
Mhm.
when what happens in reverse? What happens when it turns to our benefit? What happens when we thought that it wasn't going to turn to our benefit and didn't prepare for it, but then it turned to our benefit, and we were told that it was going to turn to our benefit, but we just couldn't get past our ideology to prepare for it, and we'll miss it. Just like we missed the investment opportunities for Microsoft and Google and Meta. We missed these opportunities to make small investments. But now, with AI, tech, different financial ways of building your business, I mean, damn, some things I'm conservative about when it comes to cash, but then some things I'm liberal about and progressive when it comes to social issues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, well, you gave the example of Microsoft. You know, investment is different from. Um, I understand what you're saying. I thought you was gonna flip it like when a business is. I don't know how I thought you was gonna flip it, but I understand what you're saying. I mean, but that's decision making. That go back to the title. People making wrong decisions because they're not. Uh, Another reason people make bad decisions is because they're not properly informed. They don't have the
Right.
knowledge or education or even the tools to make proper decisions. This is why you got to
That,
develop it. If you want to
that,
go into investment, you need to study investment, or at
yeah.
least put yourself around someone who does it. There's so many
Yeah.
ways to overcome that. If you don't
Mm,
know it, you don't have to know everything. Put yourself
you're
around the
right.
people who do know it,
You're
right?
right.
Just do
You're right.
that. And allow trustworthy people where you trust their information.
Man, that is
I mean,
exactly
that's how
what
you got to
Henry
do.
Ford did, as we both know. That's exactly what Henry Ford did. He hired people that were well versed in the subject matter that he would be dealing with as far as engineering and making the combustible engine. You're right. You're right about that, man. He surrounded himself. He
That's
didn't know how to make a combustible engine.
mhm. Look at 50 Cent, bro. Look at 50. 50 said, I ain't got no college degree, but the people around me to do. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And look, he's a successful businessman. Never went to school for that shit. But he was
Yes, sir.
smart enough to put the people around him who knew the things he didn't know. And that's
You
why I
so
like
right.
coming on here networking. And that's why I don't be in competition with nobody because everybody knows something. I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat knows some shit I don't know. So I put myself around y'all. So if those subjects come up, I can lean on y'all. If the
That's
subjects
right.
come up about the shit I know, y'all lean on me. That's how we network. That's how we grow together. That's how we build one another.
That's it.
You know, that's
Build.
how we can, as content creators, that's how we can. I was trying to do that when I first came on. I was trying to highlight everybody, bring people
Yep.
in. Hey, let's talk about this. I'm not well versed in it, but you are, so you can lead the conversation. I was trying to do that, but people be in competition too much, bro. That shit is
Yeah.
sickening to me. This is why we can't advance as a society because everybody in competition with one another instead of working with one another. We working against one another.
I mean, that's maturity on your part, man. You know, don't get too mad, but that's maturity on
No,
your
I ain't
part when you
mad. It is
come.
what it is. It
That's
just
a
is
good.
what that's why I don't do that shit no more, bro. I don't put myself out there like that. If the right people come around, then we do the thing. Right? That's just I got to that point. You know, it took the experience though for me to learn that lesson. Like, look, bro, it take you have to go through and see this is what I tell people too. Don't be afraid to be around the wrong people because sometimes the wrong people lead you to the right people. And
That's
that's how
right.
I met a lot of people who I'm rocking with now. A lot of people who introduced me to y'all, I'm not even rocking with them no more, but I'm still rocking with y'all. You see what
I
I'm
got.
saying? That's how it works. That's how it works, bro. You can't
I
be
just
afraid to
see a
interact with the
lot.
wrong people because you're gonna miss your opportunity to be around the right people.
I hate to even call them wrong. You know, word. I just feel like we all, from the pandemic until right now, these 3 years, 3.5 years, 4 years, we all just wanted to create our own algorithm, our own lane. And I can see how, you know, uh, leaving a community and building our own community was to our to our good. You know, we don't get strikes and you know what I'm saying. We ain't got nobody, none of that type of stuff. We really worked. You know, like I was saying in my live, man, we got the downtown urban area of this in the city. You know what I'm saying? We got the outskirts, and then we got the suburbs, and then we got the
Mm,
rural
suburb.
areas. Yeah, I'm in the. Yeah, I feel like I'm in the outskirts of town. You know, I'm not. I ain't in the city. I'm not in the rural area. You know.
Dolly, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking. That's what I like to see. Oh, hold on. Here we go. We need more cooperation and collaboration over competition. And I preach that, man.
Yes,
I preach
Dolly.
that.
Yes.
And see, for that to work, we have to have the right people, right? Because water and oil don't mix. It just don't. You know, one go
Thank
flow on top of the
you.
other.
Water and
That's just how
electricity.
it works. So, you know, you mixing water and oil, it ain't gonna mix. You know what I'm saying? So it's about getting the right people doing the right thing. That's when you um see fruit bear from trees.
That's right.
You ain't gonna put no apple seed in no sand and expect the apple tree to come out. It's just not gonna
That's
happen.
true.
Reasons, seasons, and lifetime people. Yes, that's how it is, Dolly. Reasons and
Reason
seasons.
season
That's why
a
most people,
lifetime.
and that's why I say like everybody ain't for and I'd be okay with that. Like if I meet somebody and we rock out for a minute and then we just figure out we ain't for one another, I'm fine with that. There's no love lost. There's no, and I still support. You know what I'm saying? It's just I might change the way I support. But I still support. I still communicate. There's no love lost. Everybody's just not for everybody. I know I'm not gonna be for everybody. Like a family member told me this. They say, you know why it's hard to be around you? Because you constantly telling people how they can do things better. And I'm
Right.
like, I'm thinking in my head, like, I don't literally tell people like you can do this better. But she said I am an example. And sometimes it's hard to look at me because it feel like they doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. Like I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm not like going out there like you can do better or nothing like that. But when people it's what I represent. So I
Right.
know from in real life, a family member told me this. They say, bro, it's like no matter what you go through, you always speaking some positive shit. Sometimes I just want you to be mad and angry and say fuck the world, but you don't do that.
I think that's a good quality.
But it's hard for people to be around people who do that, and they do the opposite because it make them think or look at themselves like, why can't I do it? But that's not me. That's them,
I
and I
felt
have to be
myself
okay with that.
I felt myself
But
starting to change in that direction with saying please and thank you. I found that a lot of people were saying, dang, Kalani, why you always saying please and thank you and always showing appreciation? And you don't have to do that. And I've come to the conclusion that that's because that ain't what you're gonna do.
yep, and it make them feel guilty for not. You see what I'm saying? And they be like, damn, why don't I do that? Or why can't I do that? There's a reason why they can't do that. Because they're not living in that space of gratitude that you in.
Right,
Gary
right.
like that, bro.
Yeah,
Gary
man. I
Gary
see
be
that.
like that.
Shout out to
You
Gary.
know. Yeah, shout out to G.
Shout out to Gary. Bust it down. He be busting it down, man. He be on that motivation, man. I like that. Nate be on that
I like that,
motivation.
Dolly.
You be on that
Dolly said
motivation.
that. I like that, Dolly. I'm still in that, Dolly. I might not be everybody cup of tea, but I just might be their cup of coffee. Here we go.
There you
I
go.
like that, Dolly.
There you go,
What
Dolly.
plan to say? Oh wait, no. That's where the night workers hang out at. Never mind. What?
What?
I'm in the alleyway. Commander, get your ass out the alley. Get your ass out the alley. Oh man, and I'm still in that, Dolly. I'm definitely still in that. But yeah, man. Instead of
Said you
like,
better keep y'all gratitude and well wishes to yourselves. She being
and,
petty.
and see, like, even the way people think, right? Like I've been trying to help people understand because when people look at other people's differences, they think of separation because they're different instead of looking at person's differences and say how can their differences benefit me, how can it help me grow, can it give me a new perception, can I learn something from their differences. I mean that's the first when I see somebody different from me, that's the very first thing I think, like how can I benefit from them being different, because you can learn something new. A difference is something that you're something that you know is opposite of what you know. So understanding that opposite might have benefits in it. Sometimes it do, sometimes it don't. But you will never know unless you analyze what
You're
their
right.
differences is.
Right.
I mean, if that's the case, you will only eat food that you were accustomed to, that was given
True.
to you.
True.
You only listen to music that you grew up listening to. You wouldn't listen
Right.
to the verse
I only
music or
listen to music I grew up listening to, though.
Whatever.
I only listen to music I grew up listening to. Playboy. I ain't listening
Whatever.
to garbage. They don't even play
Bro,
instruments, bro. They ain't got no harmonies. I ain't seen no Boys to Men, no Temptations. Well, wait a minute, October London. Shout out to October London because he man, I think I see Marvin Gaye.
y'all better keep our gratitude and well wishes to yourself. He was nuts. But no, man, I be rocking out the Middle Eastern music a lot now.
Oh,
I'm
for real?
hanging that in the car, bro. Man, man, that shit be slapping, bro. Some of that shit be
Really?
slapping. They get like this techno mix. I'll be like, oh yeah, I can get jiggy with it. Man, Middle Eastern music be fire, bro. Like
Hey, I've been
the
getting into
drums.
that trip. I've been getting into that because of Young Riaz posting all the time. I get into that little English overseas rap. I'm kind of getting into
Man, I
that little.
can't. It'd be funny, bro. Like it's hard for me. Like when they be talking like gangster stuff, I'll be like with that accent, I can't take it serious. I start laughing. I don't know why, bro.
Oh
I do
man,
not
you
know
know
why.
why? You know why?
That shit sound funny, bro. That
It's
shit
just the way
sound
it's
funny to me,
done.
bro. Like you can't
Because they
talk
be
hardcore
serious.
with no
They be
accent like that.
serious. They serious
Yeah,
like
bro. It be serious as
they
hell.
serious
I'll be
like
like,
they over there. They ain't got no guns. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
But they talk
gonna
about
stick you with my pocket knife. Like
yeah, yeah.
what?
I'm
I'm gonna
sorry.
stick you with my pocket
Shout out
knife
to Young
while I
Red.
eat my crumpets and tea. It's like, nah, bro. Like, nah, bro. Yeah, man, look, I can't take y'all serious. Y'all over there eating spotted dick,
I
bro.
can't
I'm
take
straight.
y'all serious, man.
I can't take
I
y'all
can't see
serious.
the gangster in this right here. But
Bro.
nah, I'm just
Like I
playing.
can't take y'all
Shout out
serious.
to the Drip King. Shout out to all the artists over there in England doing their thing, our English partners, our replay supporters. Man, we love you.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the UK, bro. Shout out to y'all, man. Over across the pond.
I'm just
I never
saying, though.
understood why they call that shit across the pond. It's a fucking ocean. Why the
Yeah.
fuck y'all get a pond and ocean mixed up? I'm straight.
Actually, I mean, I guess the English look at their proximity to, but I'm a nerd. I think the English look at their proximity to the United States a little bit more than everybody else in Europe because they're a little bit closer. So to
That
them,
shit ain't no pond though. The
yeah,
pond is
but
man made, bro. That's just
it
that's a
it
fucking
take
ocean.
it take
It's just the
you gotta
lingo.
go
It's the
past London.
lingo.
You gotta go past London to get to Paris, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just the lingo. I'm just talking shit. I know what it is. It's just the lingo. I just want to talk shit because I find their accent funny.
Hmm.
But shit, 007, fuck that. That fuck 007, fuck you up, bro.
Hey man, how come I want to question? I gotta know this. How come Idris Alba has not played the black uh James Bond yet? And how come Jason
I
Statham
thought they was
ain't
gonna
the
do
new
that.
James Bond?
Who?
Jason Statham.
He gonna be the new James Bond? That might be
I
dope, bro.
said, I said, why isn't Jason Statham automatically
Oh, he ain't
the
got the look, bro. He ain't got the Bond look. The last Bond ain't had a Bond look. Bond got to be like kind of debonair, bro. You
But we
need
got
that.
used to that dude. We got used to that dude. We got used to him in them 4 or 5 movies that he did. We got used to him.
Yeah, I don't think Jason Tatum a Bond guy. I look at
Okay,
you know who would
get
have
a
been
lot
a
of people
dog
say
Bond?
that.
You know who I think would have been a good Bond? Christian
Who?
Bale.
Oh, for real? Wait a minute. What about the accent? You know, you got to have that Sean Connery type. Get them.
I think he could. I don't know if he could have pulled off. I
Orange.
don't know if he can do accents. But I think Christian Bale would have been a dog ass Bond. I think he would have been a. I think he would have been a dog Bond. Christian Bale.
I feel the same way about Idris Alba, man.
Oh yeah,
If
oh
you,
yeah. He would have been a smooth ass Bond.
he would have been a
That shit would have. That
smooth
shit would have
James
broke.
Bond.
That shit would have broke people's minds, bro. They was going
Man,
crazy when Ariel, when they made the what's the little black girl name? Uh,
yeah, 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 yeah,
Haley Berry, Haley Bailey or whatever. When she
yeah,
played Ariel off of Little Mermaid, that shit almost broke. That shit almost broke society, bro. People
I
was going
heard.
crazy at that. You turn
Uh,
Israel Alba to Bond, bro. People go fucking nuts, bro.
I'm telling you.
James Bond is not black. He's white. Like people go fucking crazy over
Uh,
that shit, bro.
hey,
It'd
but
be
I
dope
want
though.
to say, in fairness to when they changed Black Panther, you know, to the female, I just was like, you can't get another
Well,
Black Panther.
well,
Sorry.
no, because even in the comic book, his sister eventually took over the role of Black Panther.
Okay.
Even in the comic book, his sister actually took over. It's actually like one, two, three, four, five. I think it's six different Black Panthers. Like
Okay.
even
See, I didn't
Killmonger
even
became Black Panther
trip on
before.
that, man. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. That wasn't supposed to happen until the third movie, I think, third or fourth movie when they was
Killmonger was
planning it.
supposed to
But
have a
then,
featured movie, right?
yeah, they can make a Killmonger feature movie. I don't know if they
God,
gonna do it, but they
yeah,
definitely can because he actually was the Black Panther before. He actually took over the mantle of Black Panther in the comic book. I
yeah,
was a comic book nerd, bro.
yeah.
It
Me
was
too, man. All
because I grew up
into
in
it.
a small town. I grew up in a
Uh,
small town, so this guy down the street, he had tons of fucking comic books. He used to give me the ones he didn't want, but then it was a comic book shop where we just go in there and read comic books all day. It was like a library. It wasn't like a
oh,
library, but we treated it
like
like
a coffee shop,
yeah, like the it was,
arcade, hangout. Yeah.
what the hell was that?
What? What
Oh
happened?
no, man, my God, I'm screaming. Probably having a night terror.
Y'all make sure y'all tap that like button, man. Show your love. Show your love. Hit that like button. Smash that thing, man.
What is you screaming for, little girl? Both of these ninjas woke. Yeah, let me. I'm probably gonna give me. I'm gonna hop down in a minute. Get
Oh, I'm gonna hop
both
off,
of
man.
my.
Thank you so much for having me, man. I
Huh?
appreciate you.
I take this to Lena. What's
Just
wrong?
in hey, but before I go, man, I think there's some there's a flip side to that coin there. There's conservative things and progressive things, and I think it's evenly split. But we
Mm,
just gotta find the principles and policies that we agree with, man. And you know, it seems like sometimes we're gonna vote Democrats, sometimes we're gonna vote Republicans, sometimes some
yeah,
people gonna be, we some people, half of the people we vote for are gonna be this, and two or three of them gonna be that. I mean, I just don't see it
I,
all the way across the board no more.
yeah. I feel like if I find like it's some candidate that um that I believe in, like believe they
Right.
represent my. So I will vote for them no matter what party they. I don't care about the party. I care more about substance or
Yeah, me
what the
too.
purpose represents. So if they represent something that represent me, yeah, I vote for them. It don't matter what they are. But
Right.
I'm not compromising my vote. I'm just not doing it.
Definitely. Definitely.
I'm not compromising because the more you do it, the more you give them an inch, they go take a mile, bro. And that's what they've
I,
been doing.
and I totally
If
get
you
that.
black, you vote
I guess that
Democrat.
what
Like
made
what?
me I totally get that word. I guess I jumped up here because I'm hoping that the national things that we're seeing is not going to affect people like you and I locally, because those people that affect locally, those are people that we have to pay attention to, zoning
I,
people,
I, be-
commissioners, city
yeah,
council, that sort of thing, the council members, and, for your
Anthony.
district. I mean, those are things that you have to think about. But I understand what you're saying in a big way as far as national, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't agree
Oh, I
with.
always vote locally because
Okay.
it's always because even like I said, even locally, like even the people running for house, like where in my area, they make themselves available as like a town hall, uh, at like the town hall meeting. They make themselves available. You can talk to these people and everything. So I do vote locally because
Cool.
the people in
Cool.
my area who you know vying for your vote, they make themselves present, in the community. Like I
Right.
be seeing uh the little what is it, the little mayor to
Yeah.
our the area. I be seeing her at the damn grocery store all the time, bro.
Yeah, see,
You're a regular ass person, bro. I look
yeah,
first time. I'm like, damn. I'm like, you. She's like, yeah, I'm. And I mean, like, don't nobody bother or nothing like that. She do got
don't you
security
know?
around there, and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
But she
yeah,
cool as hell.
that's
You
right.
know, so I do believe in voting locally and stuff like that. I do believe in that.
Yeah, a lot of people they take the national situation and they just break it
Mm.
down to where they're not even active in their community, and I just don't know if that's wise.
Yeah, man. I can't like police commissioner. I know the police commissioner. Like I don't know him, like, but I've been around them, sat and talked to them and stuff like that. The aldermans, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
know her. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I didn't even know what an alderman was until I saw Head of State with Chris Rock. I swear to God, I didn't know what an
Oh,
alderman
man.
was.
My cousin ran for alderman. Uh,
Okay,
that's how
I
I
didn't even
learned
know what an alderman was.
it. He didn't win, but he ran for it. Mm. You not sleepy? Okay. All right, man. Let me get off here and get these kids to sleep before my wife
Hey,
gets.
if you're up, I'll be live here in a little bit
That's it.
if you're around.
All right, I'm popping in there, bro. Stop.
All
Stop
right,
playing.
man. Peace and blessings, and thanks for having me.
Oh, for sure, bro. Appreciate you coming up. Bro, what did you do? Don't touch that. No, man, he touched the back. Bro, you didn't put this in the. See, you can't touch that. No, you touch the back of the computer, and that is a sensor back there. You can't touch that. You put it in a whole different mode. But y'all know what I always say, man. I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking out with me. I should have that video done by next week. I'm gonna make that other channel. I'll keep y'all updated. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna start trying to make content so I can put it on different platforms. And like I said, once I make it on the other channel, we can review it over here and talk about it. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do my best to become a great content creator. So yeah, that's where we're going right now. But I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. You know what I always say, care about how you feel. These are conversations that create nation. And if I said anything that resonate with you, do me a favor, hit that share button, tell somebody, help me spread the word. But that's all I got. So until next time, I holla.
And do it for the 9.
What up, Nine?
Acknowledge me!